More Law and Order with 24 Hours in Police Custody. One of Gary's favourites. Do you want to talk us through this, Gary?
Yeah, this focuses on the comings and goings at Luton Police Station, but in this episode actually dealt with the wider Bedford area. You get a great amount of access to not only the police, but also the victims and also the perpetrators of crimes. They've dealt with forced marriage. They've dealt with drugs, with drunken behaviour, robbery, all sorts of things. But we get something different in this one. We get blackmail, and basically someone who used the services of a lady of the night, and he gets left a message, a note on his car saying that unless he drops £1,000 off in a location, that this person is going to reveal photographs to his family, friends, and neighbours. And sort of name and shame him. He takes this to the police, and they start to look into it. What transpires is a wonderful story, which I don't think they ever would have saw coming, where in the end, it turns out that the person doing the blackmail is not only a police officer, that's been on the show before, and even more ironically, someone who was on the surveillance team at the drop-off point where the police dropped off the money to try and catch the person. The show was quite wide and varied at the beginning, but when you got that reveal, the show shrunk to almost like the main detective and the perpetrator, and it almost became like a cat and mouse of the lies and the facts and the evidence that they found, and how the police deal with, for all intents and purposes, dirty cops.
Well, I also really enjoyed the programme as a whole. The problem I had was, unfortunately, the synopsis I was given for the TV Week thing I did sort of revealed it, and I didn't like that. I wanted to be as stunned as everyone else who didn't know that.
Exactly, we found out as the show went along.
And I would concur with Luke that on the All 4 synopsis, which was quite prominent when I was watching it, has the same thing that says this deals with the arrest of a copper, dealing with one of their own, and it was like that reveal was so well done that they shouldn't have mentioned it.
Part of it, these programs have incredible access. Doesn't matter. This is the 6th series of this now, and I'm still amazed about what they're able to catch on camera and what's able to make it onto screen. This show and others of the same ilk are part of the reason I find crime drama less engaging nowadays, is that the real stuff is so much more compelling.
Yeah,
I've
seen that argument put somewhere else.
Is even more. It makes it even more perfect that it's real, because you can't deny it. And the reaction of the guy when he was caught, and the way that they dealt with him, and the fact that he said, "Can I phone my wife?" and he said, "Well, you can, but she'll already be aware because we're searching the house." And there was an element of, I feel quite sorry for this guy, and then you think no, and then you do again. It played with your moral compass. It played with your emotions. Yeah. It was perfect documentary making, I think.
And I was just going to say, I like the fact that you got, I don't watch as much of this as you guys do, but the ones I have seen, they do show you like the sentences and things that the people get at the end. And I like the fact that they actually appealed the sentence. They thought it was too lenient. He got 18 months. They appealed and it got bumped up to 3 years, which was
they can't be seen to be being soft on their own.
Well, not only that, but it was 18 months, and they all felt that he'd get out at 9. I think that was the other issue as well. Was that it wasn't the length of the sentence; it was the length of the sentence he would serve.
Both, I think.
That there's possibility that even with 3 years, he may only serve 2, but. They felt that the punishment didn't fit. The punishment was too lenient for the crime that he had committed.
I found it so compelling that somebody that they all commended was such a brilliant policeman, and they mentioned themselves, was so rubbish at committing a crime himself and got so unstuck
the most telling scene for me was when they were sitting there with his internet search history, and they'd been given this kind of silly kind of like explanation of why I did this. I'm trying to help prostitutes. And they just ripped that bit of paper apart through his internet search history. And he would have known that.
That's Mondays, 9 o'clock, Channel 4, 24 Hours in Police Custody.